Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. And we got a fun update for you. Clayton's catch. Who's his new lady? It's not Rachel Recchia. As we saw, Rachel Recchia and Clayton made a bunch of short-form content last week. No, not the Fantasy Suite. Other short-form content, which it was only 7 seconds long. When your sex isn't as long as a Vine video, you got a problem. I'm just kidding. I'm sure their stamina was very good if they had that. All right, doesn't matter. I digress already. The point of this story is there's a new lady in his life as seen on the Jumbotron at the University of Kentucky basketball game. The Bachelor's Clayton Echard spotted with sports reporter Sara Cardona after Susie Evans split. I'm going to share a highlight reel from her as a reporter, plus what's going on out there. Could they be true? Could they be real? We'll have to see. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'll be live, not on the live stream, but live at Hollywood Improv tonight, 7:30 p.m. East Coast time, which means I will not be there for the after show of tonight's episode. I'm sorry. My show tonight is 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Either way, I'll be live at 7 p.m. East Coast for 1 hour before tonight's episode of The Bachelor, episode 3, Zach shall cross, but I will not be live for the after show. Did we get that? Patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind the scenes bonus content. And guess what? Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast. I'm going to show you guys right now. I've got a exclusive conversation with Reality Steve that we just recorded. Have a quick listen.
Because I'm sure people will run with it in the aggregate world that we are. But if it is wrong,
okay, so he discusses his spoiler today. He says if it is wrong, why he believes it's right, and all of that. So if you want the spoiler from today's episode, if you want the spoiler that Reality Steve shared today and why he believes it's right, who it is, who may be the next Bachelorette, we discuss that all on today's podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour. Link in the comment section below. You're going to hear that entire thing. That'll be up at 4 p.m. East Coast time today. All right. And that's only exclusively on the podcast. All right. So let's get into it. Here's Clayton on a TikTok for Kentucky men's basketball, which if you don't know, Kentucky men's basketball, this is the most important thing in Kentucky after Mitch McConnell's dismantling of the human rights. So here he is, and he's about ready to dance. And some guy's like, wait, let me dance. And Clayton's like, I'm going to dance. And so there they get ready, and he's ready to dance. So here's Clayton. He does this move. He got that one move he does. You could tell he learned one move in gym class when he was 10, and he kind of goes with it. Oh, but he's having fun. Look at him. He's all excited. The Bachelor, Clayton Echard, he's all excited. He's having a good time. And, of course, people commented more personality than he showed in an entire season. And, again, not showing personality is not necessarily his fault. It's the producer's fault. But all they needed to do was put Clayton in front of a Jumbotron. But when we watch this, we say, who's this? A very nice, well-respected lady. And, by the way, whoever this is in the front row also has her eyes. Oh, we lost it. Whoever that was in the front row also had their eyes on Clayton. So Clayton, clearly the belle of the ball here in Kentucky. But who might that lady be? It's actually sports reporter Sara Cardona. Here she is. Let's have a quick listen.
Also got a huge boost from Jacob Toppin and Antonio Reeves, who led Kentucky with 20 points each, while Oscar Tshiebwe recorded his 31st double-double.
So there she is. She's a sports reporter. Hey, good for her. How did they meet? I'm not really sure, but I heard Sarah and I go, what's that accent I'm hearing? It doesn't sound like Kentucky. My wife's from Kentucky. And then we looked her up. Sara Cardona, she's actually born and raised in Medellin, Colombia, the beautiful country of Colombia. I was lucky enough to travel to Bogota, Medellin, and then Cartagena, and had such a beautiful time. Sara Cardona attended the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga in 2012, where she became very active with the campus TV station. During her final years there, she also competed in the Miss Greater Nashville pageant. So not Nashville City, Miss Greater Nashville pageant, and reached second runner-up, which led to her competing at the Miss Tennessee USA beauty pageant. After graduating, she began to forge a career in sports journalism and started working with Nashville's Fox 17 WZTV as a sportscaster, and also frequently covered sports-related news. She then began working as a freelance sideline reporter for ESPN, and in 2017 was contracted to the network full-time. In 2021, she joined ABC 36 News as a sports anchor reporter covering all things Kentucky Wildcats. We have her Instagram right here. So very exciting. Let's see if she's got anything on her Instagram stories. Sara Cardona already has a big following, but we'll have to see if she picks up any Bachelor audience here. In my own little world, Here we are. Starting tomorrow, ABC will bring you live sports every morning during Good Morning Kentucky. So good for her. She's joining the morning team. That's always peachy. And then she shared that Sara Cardona is going to be on. Good. I'll tell you what. I don't always watch morning TV. Some people say, what do you watch? Regis and Kathy Lee? What do you watch? Good Morning America? No. When I do watch morning TV, I try my best to watch Good Morning Kentucky for all my local Kentucky news. All right, so there she is. And congrats to Sara Cardona for all of the sort of things she has going on in her life. Will Clayton be one of those things? Again, they were literally just sitting next to each other, so no one knows if this is a date or not. Reality Steve had the post. Clayton isn't dating Rachel, but he was at the Kentucky-Florida game tonight with local Lexington news reporter Sara Cardona. Boy, what a weird and wild world for Sara Cardona coming from Columbia, the country, not the university in Manhattan, or the city in South Carolina, the state capital of South Carolina. Beautiful city, by the way. Was there a few weeks ago. South Carolina, South Carolina. All right, all the Carolinas, who cares? Why don't we make North and South Carolina one state and bring Puerto Rico into the mix? I'm just saying, I don't know. Oh, God, because we don't want to have 51 states because it's going to throw off the amount of stars on the flag. Who cares? Clayton's the only star we need to see here at the University of Kentucky. Here's what was reported by Us Weekly. The season 26 Bachelor, 29 years old, and the journalist, 28, were seen attending a University of Kentucky basketball game together in Lexington, Kentucky. On Saturday, the duo separately shared photos from the event via their Instagram stories on Sunday, February 5th. The Missouri native, which isn't too far away, for his part, reposted a video of himself dancing in the stands while Cardona stood by his side. The liquid courage had taken over by this point. Let's see if the liquid courage encouraged him to get her number. Do people still get numbers these days, or is it like, I'll follow you on Instagram? It used to be like, how about them apples? And you got the number and you threw it at the face and you're like, and you were hoping that like you didn't smear the number with like, and condensation from your beer. You're like, we have to keep it. You ever write a number down on your hand and you're like, I got to keep my hand dry. I got the number, All right. Before he was spotted with Cardona, Eckerd was most recently in a relationship with Susie Evans, who won his season of The Bachelor. The sales rep proposed to the wedding photographer during the, did he propose? Did Clayton I don't know if he actually proposed. Anyway, she left him. They got back together. Maybe he did. What do I know? I just forget when the season's over. The pair ultimately called it quits in September, 6 months after the finale. And look, we're happy for Susie, but it's kind of nice for me to see Clayton getting some love out there. If this is the case, a lot of people found him very attractive as he was doing the dance and doing his thing here. It's kind of like even white boys got the shout. You know what I mean? Baby's got back. Baby's got back. Anyway, so there he is. Crushing. I don't know. It just makes me happy. He's got a nice smile. We're happy to see Clayton doing well out there in the Bachelor world. I'm going to have a lot of content coming your way. If you haven't seen this already, it is now public. My reaction video, my wife and I reacting to the wedding video of our wedding this fall. This photo that was taken here has me in the background waiting. They literally said, Dave, wait and look out at the ocean. And then I had to wait for her to show up, and then I could be like, oh my gosh, you look beautiful, and we kiss and we cry and all that. And of course I was like, how long is this going to take? You know what I mean? But there it was. Beautiful moment. You want to see me cry? That's where you go find it. Link in the comment section below. And also my stand-up dates that I still have before I actually attend my honeymoon. I'll be going to Indonesia in early March or late February. I've still got dates. Hollywood Improv tonight. I'll be in San Diego, which is sold out, February 15th. Although some tickets might open up if you're lucky. And then the following week, I'll be up in Santa Barbara, and then the next night in Pacific Beach again in San Diego. So check out those dates if you want to come to a show. Come say hi. I appreciate all the support, and congrats to Clayton for his potential new love life. We might be jumping the gun, but who knows? I'll be on the ground reporting it as Kentucky's greatest morning news recapper, Dave Neal. We'll see you in a little bit.